we've been looking and been talking about foreign investment coming into Africa for green energy. But we have to ask ourselves the question, what have we done as Africans to make that playing level work for everybody? We invest in power. We've got investors and we've got banks that have funded us. I sell power in dollars, but the government pays me back in local currency. That currency by itself fluctuates a lot. So on a monthly basis, I issue my invoice in dollars. When I get paid, by the time you convert it back to dollars, 47% discount. Why would I invest again? That has nothing to do with foreign investment. That has more to do with what we as Africans are doing amongst ourselves. What are the policies that the government is going to work on that will make it easier for us to invest? That's the first thing. The second bit about it, privatization of power has to occur. Full privatization. It is the time it takes to recover your money for your investment. It takes such a long time. Based on the pricing mechanism that we have today, you're pegged. And then you sell to a community that probably will not give you your money back on time on a monthly basis. So you're constantly waiting. So my cost of capital keeps going up because I'm waiting. Now, I would like to see some policies changed around that such that I can sell the power to people that we pay appropriately and adequately for it. Once we begin to change a lot of these policies, so for you to change it, regulatory bodies have to work together. So let me give another example. So where I am losing 47% in my revenue, can I get a tax break on the other side from the government? Can that compensate us for the loss in Forex? Those are the kind of policies as a company that we seek, and I think as a continent we have to be looking at. Now, I said something to Brenda when I saw her earlier today. This is my first time meeting her. She's the CFO of Sasol. I'm the CFO of Rwanda. Where is the synergy? Where are we working together to solve a common problem? Darkness in Zambia is the same thing as darkness in Ogun State, Nigeria. Where there is darkness. The opposite of darkness is light. But yet, she's working in silo, I am working in silo. We're not working together. So why are we duplicating efforts and not replicating efforts? For me, that's a challenge. So before we start looking at outside, let's look internally and help solve this problem together. We have a common destiny, but we're going about it differently.
Yes.
Adeola, thank you for your input. I am from Zambia, so I was so happy to hear the shout of Zambia. You said we have a common destiny, but how are we going? But we're going about it separately. And you also did say you challenged the CFO, Brenda, to the fact that we should work together, not in silos. So how are you guys going to do it? And you also said we shouldn't sit down here next year and be talking about the same thing. So how are you actually going to go about solving this common problem that we have?
Thank you. That's a good question. So Brenda and I have agreed we will start talking. We weren't talking before because we didn't know each other before. Now we do. So if this time next year we're still talking like strangers, then something is wrong with us, not any other person. So that's the first thing I would say. Look, I used to work at BP. So that was my background before I moved back to Nigeria. My own experience at BP had one research center. BP went into renewable energies years ago, and they changed the name to Beyond Petroleum and all that way back in the early 2000s. That was when they did. But they had one R&D center. They work on the project, and once they have the solution, whether it's wind or solar, they will deploy the solution in different countries where they operate. We are working on a project in my company right now on changing the buses in Lagos State from diesel-powered buses to electric buses. We're working on something. I'm sure Sasol is working on something. And other organizations across Africa, they're working on something. So where BP had only one R&D cost, individually, we're incurring our own cost. Whereas if we put that resources together, we will go faster in solving the energy problem across Africa. This is the challenge I am putting to the African Energy Council. Help all of us to work together. If we have to meet regularly, let's do so. I'm more than happy to collaborate my costs and combine it with our own to figure out what to solve. Look, our success in Africa, or in Nigeria, our success as Rwanda in Nigeria doesn't threaten Sasol's success in South Africa in the same renewable energy space. Let us come together, let us work together, and with that, we will solve that problem. So, like I said, a year from now, if we're still talking like this, we have a problem. We can't look outside, we have to look internal.